on the barrel of that 37.
Well, there you are. Afternoon, Mr. Murphy.
Hello, Deputy. What brings you here?
Something's happened. Mind if I take a look at your rifle?
Don't own one.
Game warden says you do.
Cigar rifles. Threw it away.
A couple other parties from town by you this morning. But they saw you walking away from your cabin with the rifle about 9 o'clock.
I've been having trouble with bobcats. Bobcat got into my chickens the other night.
Where is your rifle, Mr. Murphy?
None of your business. Leave me alone.
You walked down the canyon south of here, then through the woods.
No, it ain't true.
Somebody else saw you running away from there.
It's a lie. Ain't left the house all day.
And I guess this isn't Joe Bandana.
Of course not. I didn't shoot Fred Lundquist.
And then how do you know he was shot? You haven't been out of the house. You haven't got a phone.
Is he dead?
He was still alive when they took him off to the hospital.
Thanks. I've just been sitting here going through some of my things. Oh, well. All right. I'm through with this place anyway. Let's go down to your jail.
The case against Murphy was circumstantial, but still it was going to be a difficult case to handle, especially if Lundquist testified against him.
But, Dad, he's guilty. You know he's guilty.
He's just confused, that's all. He's getting old.
Well, he wasn't confused when he threatened to kill you. I don't mean just this time. I mean all the other times. That's what we want you to tell about.
He hit me once with a cross-cut saw. I still got the mark on my legs, but I never brought no charge against him.
You wouldn't.
Couldn't very well. I hit him first with an axe handle.
Oh, Dad.
Dora, I'm sorry you've been so upset. And Bill, and all the nice people you brought up there.
Dad, don't you understand? The reason we want you to testify is because he just has to be put away somewhere. It isn't just a fight anymore. He tried to murder you.
I guess that's just what I can't get through my head. Guess he always figured the world was right and he was wrong.
You said that a little backwards, didn't you?
No. Just too bad he couldn't have been right for once and the world wrong, that's all. But go on. Tell him I'll testify enough to swing that crazy old bird up to a telegraph pole. And he ought to be.
1 to 14 years, Mr. Murphy. That's the sentence that can be imposed on you.
14 years was about handled for me. 64 last December.
Maybe that's what you'll get if you don't help me defend you.
So Lundquist is going to say things against me, too, eh? I should have wrung his neck years ago.
What's that?
None of your business. Only... Say, did I tell you I went out that morning to shoot a bobcat? That might be some help for you.
It might, but I don't think so.
Huh?
I understand you're a good shot.
You're blame right I am.
So that if you'd been aiming at an animal instead of a man, you would have hit him just as easily. There would have been something to show for it.
Well?
I had the warden comb the area you said you were in that morning. There was no sign of a bobcat, dead or alive.
No, I guess there wouldn't be.
I'm afraid we'll have to do better than that.
All right, then. Say I'm guilty. Get it over with.
You mean that?
Maybe I was just too stubborn to admit it. And I'm not crazy either. I'm sorry you've been so much trouble to you, young man. I plead guilty.
No, I can't let you do it.
Well, why not? 1 to 14 years. What do I care? I did it. I killed him. Now get out of here and leave me alone.
Mr. Murphy, the law says that if you plead guilty and Fred Lundquist should die within the next year, you could be tried all over again. Murder in the first degree. Possibly the gas chamber.
Oh. Well, I'm not so sure I did it.
Mr. Murphy, please give me something to go on.
All right. You don't know so much about the law. You handle it. Go on. Do the whole thing. You're my defense, aren't you? I'll not say another word.
The date of Murphy's trial was approaching, and I still had no defense for him. Mr. Ames, the game warden for that district, was very cooperative.
Did you find anything, any evidence of bobcats?
No, and I did a lot of looking around. Every square foot of that hill.
Why, Murphy isn't a friend of yours.
Not so you'd notice it. In the old days, I hauled him in a half dozen times, mostly for shooting pheasant out of season, and with a rifle, which made it worse.
Pretty good shot.
One of the best.
Give me your honest opinion. Do you think that Murphy shot Lundquist?
It could have been an accident. Murphy's a stubborn old coot, but he's not bloodthirsty. And there's one thing he's been right about all the time.
What's that?
About that area not being good for open deer shooting. Too close and too many people. You know, one day I checked 237 hunters out of one road. You know how many deer they got? 6. 237 men got 6 deer.
That isn't what you came here to tell me.
I found Murphy's rifle where he hid it that day. He'd thrown it down an old mine shaft. This gun of Murphy's had just 1 bullet fired. Now, they must have removed a bullet from Lundquist's body at the hospital. Wouldn't that prove something?
All our ballistics experts could prove whether it came from Murphy's gun or not. Except the bullet went clean through a fleshy part of Lundquist's body and was never found.
Oh.
Thanks anyway. Nice try.
Lundquist testified at the trial, and when the case was given to the jury, he and his son-in-law left for Pine Rocks. The pheasant season had just opened, and all Bill's friends were there.
What happened, Bill?
Well, the jury was still out when we left. Hear anything on the radio?
No.
Probably some old gal holding out for not guilty. Well, she'll see the light. They'll send him up all right.
The jury deliberated 4 hours. I waited. It was after dark when they returned with a verdict.
Hear ye, hear ye. This court is again in session. Everyone rise, please. Judge Randolph had just about decided to send the jury to a hotel for the night when they announced he had arrived at a decision. The verdict came as quite a surprise. It was not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
How do you like that?
Can't believe it.
Well, if it's true, it's not going to set so well with a lot of people up here. How do you like that?
I just can't believe it. What are we going to do now?
I don't know. But I don't want to be caught in the middle. All I tried to do was help your dad to make something of this place, make a little money.
You've done a swell job of it up till now. But the real work is just starting. What's going to happen when Murphy comes back?
I don't know. Of all the stupid things for 2 intelligent, sane